Hello everyone. I already did a video on the Darkspear Rebellion lore, but that was before it was actually released. I can now show the in-game version and I'll also go into a little bit of the lore behind it. I'll add annotations so that you can easily navigate through the parts that you've already seen. The storyline for both the Horde and the Alliance starts the same but then splits up. It all starts with an invitation by Lorewalker Cho, who has seen some amazing things in his Dream Brew.
Eyes open, always be learning. Once upon a time, moments ago in fact, a great king sought help from a trio of powerful dwarves, the Council of Three Hammers. The king's scouts had discovered that Zandalari trolls threatened the dwarven capital. Surely, the king thought, if he helped them with their troll problem, they would give him more troops for his campaign against the Horde. But what the king did not realize is that the dwarves did not trust one another. "We cannot help you," said the Bronzebeard dwarf, "for if we turn our back on the Dark Irons, they will defeat the Wildhammer and take over Ironforge." "We cannot help you," said the Wildhammer dwarf, "for if we turn our back on the Dark Irons, they will defeat the Bronzebeard and take over Ironforge." Oh, the king was furious. "If none of you help, then Ironforge will fall under siege." Only one dwarf offered to help the king. "We will lend you our strength," said Moira of the Dark Iron. "We will trust our dwarven brothers, and we will show them what loyalty means." And so, Moira and the High King set out into the snow to save the city, leaving the others to think about their actions. What happens next? I must know.
Why don't the dwarves trust each other? Well, once upon a time the three clans, namely Bronzebeard, Wildhammer and Dark Iron, all lived together in Ironforge and they had one ruler named Modemus Envolmar. Modemus died and after that a civil war between the dwarves erupted. The Bronzebeard would eventually win and they banished their brothers from Ironforge. The Wildhammers left and started to rebuild their kingdom with their own mountain city of Grimbatol. And the Dark Iron dwarves were pissed and they created a kingdom in the Red Ridge Mountains. Eventually the Dark Iron clan would attack both the Wildhammer and the Bronzebeard cities. They were defeated and pushed back and the two armies were ready to take out the Dark Iron dwarves once and for all. The leader of the Dark Iron dwarves, named Pharazan, tried to summon a demon to ensure his victory, but instead he accidentally released Ragnaros the Fire Lord from his prison. This created the massive crater split across Searing Gorge and Burning Steppes. Ragnaros enslaved the Dark Iron dwarves and the other clans quickly retreated. The Bronzebeard offered a home for the Wildhammers inside of Ironforge, but they refused and went to live in the hinterlands, where they would build up a relation with the Griffins. In the novel The Shattering, a prelude to Cataclysm, the ruler of Ironforge, named Magni Bronzebeard, went through a Titan ritual to communicate with the land. He got hit by a curse and he is now indeed one with the land. At that moment his daughter Moira returned to Ironforge and she claimed the throne for her and her infant son. Moira had fallen in love with the leader of the enslaved Dark Iron dwarves and she even had his baby, so she now claimed the throne since her son is both Bronzebeard and Dark Iron. When King Varian Rin heard that Moira and her Dark Iron clan had taken over Ironforge and held his son hostage, he was pissed. Varian and the SI7 went on a mission to liberate Ironforge and Anduin. When Varian was about to execute Moira, Anduin convinced Varian that it would be better to guide Moira to be a better leader instead. Despite Moira being a tyrant who held the city hostage, Varian agreed, but was also conflicted as Moira had caused so much chaos and already threatened the safety of his son. Varian agreed to spare Moira's life, but he also said that if Moira was to be a leader and unite the dwarves, then she'd have to earn her crown by earning her people's respect. In order to take into account the opinions of all dwarves, Varian called for the formation of the Council of Three Hammers, which includes Moira's uncle Muradin and Falstad Wildhammer. So you can imagine with this history that the dwarves find it hard to trust each other. Let's see what happens.
Shimmer Ridge. I know it well. The Frostmane trolls breed and plot atop that snow-blown mesa.
I can only imagine what foul business the Zandalari have with them.
We've lost many mountaineers to this freakish storm, or the trolls slithering about in it.
Yes, this weather is not natural.
Aye, I am loath to send my men into that. It reeks of ambush and bloody disaster.
My champions will go. They will see what can be done, and rescue who they can.
If they can stop that storm, I'll lead the Forge Guard to the top myself.
It's heartening to see you here, Moira. You have my thanks.
Indeed. With the aid of your champions, the Dark Irons will put an end to the Zandalari threat in Dunmarrow. We will prove our loyalty to the Council, Ironforge, and the Alliance here today, and with our own blood.
Farewell, Queen Regent.
I'll see you when it's done, King of Stormwind.
Here's the lay of it. The King's spies are dead to a man. Only a handful of dwarven scouts are left. The nearest one is just ahead. If you can save him, he may know a thing or two. We'll cover you from the brush. Point out a target, and we'll open fire.
Oh, by my beard, I thought I was done for. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, right. Now, did the human king send you? Oh, his spies are all dead, and most of us are too. I saw him dragging Boldbrew, kicking and biting towards some hut south of here. Now, if you hurry, you can help her, and she might know more. But stay away from the big village. There's dozens of mad ice trolls in there. Oh, that Zandalari priest has them whipped up into a great frenzy.
Ah, that was a close one, thank you. There's only a few of us left. The ones they don't eat, they butcher at some big altar. It's just northwest of here. If you hurry, you might be able to save some. Sorry, I don't know anything more.
Filthy monsters! I owe you my life. Listen, the storm. We figured out what's making it. That sneaky Zandalari has these ice trolls making blood sacrifices to elemental spirits. There's a cave north of here, across a bridge. If you can slay the elemental within, the storm ought to stop.
The King's champions have done it. The storm has ended. Forward, Dark Irons! To battle we march!
You may have stopped the storm, but you cannot stop the will of Zandalar. You will die, all of you. There will be more. Zandalar will never fall.
Well fought. I see the Dark Irons are as formidable as ever.
That they are, King Varian. And at the service of the Alliance, I might add.
For that, I'm glad. The Bronzebeards and Wildhammers will regret not having been here to share in your glory.
Better they're grateful for the clansmen spared death on this miserable hillock. We sought to protect and impress, not to shame.
Well, you've done just that. Come, let us return to Ironforge and announce your victory to the Council.
The High King, his champions, and the Dark Iron Dwarves worked together to save Ironforge. The other dwarven leaders were ashamed of their behavior and vowed never again to allow fear or distrust to cloud their judgment. And so it was a human king who helped to unite the dwarven clans so long divided. Free to trust one another, all three dwarven leaders pledged their full strength to the Alliance cause. Meanwhile, in the city of Orgrimmar, War Chief Garrosh Hellscream sent goblin dig teams all across the continent of Pandaria. He promised gold and riches to any who could discover for him the hidden secrets of this land. That failed Pandaria was such a dark and powerful energy. To my surprise, his people have found something, right here in the Sacred Vale. What will happen now? Oh, the story is still being written.
Thank the laws of physics you're here.
found something down there. Something huge. And all of a sudden the rocks started fighting back and everyone went crazy. It's bad business. Please, just make it all stop.
Sinew Amanori.
Containment failure. Active defense matrix enabled. I only see.
Just what in the name of all that is unholy was that thing?
Step aside, Goblin. This artifact is exactly what the War Chief hoped to find here. I am taking it under Corcoran protection.
Oh, don't you worry, none. I don't think anyone wants to touch that thing again. I'll collect our money and we are out of here. Hey, what is this, huh? This is barely a fifth of the promised payment.
You are paid for all workers present, Foreman. The War Chief does not compensate the dead.
No. See, there's a contract. Payment in full is required.
This is what has diluted the vitality of our precious Horde. The War Chief graciously permits the families of the dead to live in his city. To die in the service of the Horde should be a great honor. But you see it as another opportunity to line your filthy pockets. Your kind disgusts me. Small, weak, honorless as thieves. Be thankful the War Chief still tolerates your presence at all.
Yeah, we'll see who's got Garrosh's back when it counts.
What was that, Goblin?
Oh yeah, hey, no, nothing, your hugeness, for the Horde, and all that. Bye!
So Garrosh ends up with the container that holds the spirit, or essence, or echo, or whatever of Y'Shaarj. Melkorok makes perfectly clear as to how Garrosh envisions his Horde, and the goblins are not part of that vision.
So, even as the Alliance binds itself ever closer together, the Horde is ripping itself apart. My friend, something is about to give. I wish I could experience the next chapter of the story, but alas, I am just a storyteller. You, brave hero, you are strong enough to leap into the center of events as they transpire. Go now, go to Durotar. Make your mark as history unfurls around you.
Lord Walker Cho sent you to Durotar, and this is where the storyline splits up. I'll start with the Horde side of it. When you reach the Shrine of Two Moons, you see a conversation between Taran-Zhu and Sunwalker Desko.
Taran, what have your people done? You've dredged open a scar within our sacred Vale.
Lord Zhu, please understand. The Orc War Chief who ordered the deed no longer speaks for the whole of the Horde. Many voices are rising up against him.
Your politics are no concern of mine. Your Horde has disrespected the sanctity of this place. You are no longer welcome here. Leave at once.
Give us the opportunity to bring Garrosh to justice.
Sunwalker, I respect your people. You have aided us in our campaign against the Shah and the Thunder King. Otherwise, I would have already ordered the Shado-Pan to purge this entire shrine. But my patience is at an end. The Horde must leave.
Please, give us time to make this right.
Very well. You have until season's end. No longer. We Pandaren are no strangers to dealing with tyrants. The coming battle will try your souls. May the Celestials guide your actions.
The digging in the Vale by the goblins has created a huge scar in the land and Taran-Zhu is kicking the Horde out. Thankfully, Sunwalker Desko managed to talk him out of it and now we have some more time to bring Garrosh to justice. When you reach Orgrimmar, you can see that the Kor'kron are taking over. The troll area is infested by them and the troll NPCs can't talk to you right now. Gammon, however, is holding the fort like a boss. Outside the fortress you can see many more Kor'kron marching and preparing for battle. They fortified the shorelines, trolls are being held at gunpoint, and even Warlord Zila has joined Garrosh's ranks. Warlord Zila is the current leader of the Dragomar clan. The Horde has actually helped her become this during the Cataclysm, and it means that Garrosh has the support of Proto-Drakes. Dragomar clan, as the name suggests, has a history with dragons and Deathwing. They used to have the Dragon Soul, and they still have the chain that was attached to the Dragon Soul, and even just the chain gives them power over dragons. You reach Sen'Jin Village, where Kita Aerotusk is waiting for you. He explains the situation. Walk with me. Vol'Jin been seeing ya in just a moment. The war chief still believes Vol'Jin be dead, slain by his Kor'kron assassin in Kunlai summit. Vol'Jin survived, but he still remembered the sting of a Hellscream betrayal. Darkspear never die. When Vol'Jin come back to us, I saw he was changed. The light of a revolution be burning in his eyes. Now look around you. The Darkspear Rebellion begins. Hellscream's worst nightmare. The spark becomes a flame. The flame becomes a fire. The fire an inferno. We gonna burn our way to the gates of Orgrimmar. But we gotta feed this war machine. Stone, wood, oil, meat. We be needing them in large supply. That's where we need you. Go speak to Vol'Jin. Prepare yourself. From here on out, we be asking more of you than ever before.
Look at us three. Back to the sands of old Durotar. It'd be just like old times.
Not quite, old friend. Times have changed. The line between friend and foe is not so clear.
What is Vol'Jin talking about? Well, those that have played Warcraft 3 already know this, and those who haven't yet, shame on you, and go play it as soon as you can. In Warcraft 3 The Frozen Throne, there is a bonus campaign called Founding of Durotar. In this campaign you play as Rexxar, who helps Thrall and Thrall his people with the founding of Durotar. Along the way you meet Chen Stormstout and he decides to join you.
Ah, greetings, my friend. I am Chen Stormstout, humble brewmaster of Pandaria. Perfect. Perfect! These are just what I needed. Here, try a sample of my latest creation.
What the hell is that stuff? Are you trying to kill me?
Ah, perhaps it needs some refinement. After all, we must learn to crawl before we can run. Don't you agree? Well, now that my brew is complete, I can experience more of this strange, rugged land. Would you mind if I tagged along with you, warrior?
Not at all, Chen. But my path is a perilous one.
Ah, my friend. I found that no path is too perilous when doused with strong drink. Off we go!
Later on you help Vol'Jin, as his islands are under attack by Admiral Proudmoore, his fleet.
I be Vol'Jin, leader of the Darkspear tribe. It be good that the war chief send you when he did, man. Our villages already be under attack by the human fleet. We got no time to waste.
So this is how these three know each other. Vol'Jin has plenty of people to fight Garrosh, but he needs supplies and you are the one to bring it to him. But this does not sit well with Garrosh and he sends Kor'kron after you.
They come! Hellscream think his own people gonna roll right over. Time to show this war chief the fury of the Darkspear!
Sit down. Have a drink.
him run away. Darkspear will execute him as cowards if they go back. Sen'Jin Village is safe. Regroup! We press the advantage! Before the war chief fortifies Razor Hill, we take it for the revolution and close off the road to the barrens. Anyone who can still fight, come with me! Wait, Vol'Jin. Horde is spilling Horde blood. It's tearing me apart. We need you, man. I know. I trust you to lead the siege. I am needed elsewhere. I refuse to believe that all of my brethren support Garrosh. I am going to Orgrimmar, alone. Eitrigg, Saurfang, surely they are standing against Garrosh. I must find others. You set one foot in Orgrimmar, Hellscream gonna bury a knife in your neck. It's a risk I have to take. But if I am killed, please, watch over Agra and my boy. I won't hear you say such things. It has to be said, Vol'Jin. If we don't make it through this, I want you to know you have always been my friend, my brother. For the Horde. For the Horde. Darkspear, with me! We ride! No sleep till Orgrimmar! It be done. Razor Hill is ours. The war chief probably see the fires all the way from Gromash Horde.
Vol'Jin, you're alive! It is true, then. An open rebellion against the war chief.
Dang. We be needing your support. Razor Hill be but an outpost. The walls of Orgrimmar be fortified since the Cataclysm.
I must tread carefully. Many of my people are still within Orgrimmar.
Lor'themar be ready to strike once he finish with the Isle of Thunder, and the Banshee Queen need no excuse. But they both across the sea. Without your strength, we can't breach the city. I need Taran arms.
We are preparing. I just need time to ensure the safety of my people. But Vol'Jin... Garrosh has turned Orgrimmar into a fortress. You may need to seek out allies beyond the Horde.
How fucking epic was that, guys? Vol'Jin marching with Chen Stormstout and the Darkspears, Thrall and Chen blowing up Kor'kron, and you are part of all of this. I've been playing since Classic and this is one of my new favorite moments in the game. Holy shit. My mouth was on the floor while playing through this. You bring some more resources, do an additional quest, and after that you get the Darkspear Revolutionary title. The Alliance side of the story? Well, you get the same request of going to Durotar and you get a teleport from the Shrine of 7 Stars. You find Sully and Ember, members of the SI-7, cloaked and surveying the Kor'kron. You were given control over a spying cat, which you used to pick up documents and set a troll free. The documents tell about the trolls who are in an open rebellion, and you are sent to be the Alliance representative to open up talks with Vol'Jin of the Darkspear tribe. A conversation takes place between Ember and Sully, and Ember explains that we're going to help Vol'Jin so that he will be the spear that breaks open Hellscream's fortress. Let our enemies weaken one another while we wait in the wings for our chance to strike. You fly to Vol'Jin carrying the banner of peace, and he requests of you to get him some resources and prove your loyalty.
Very well. You earn me trust. I will put me faith in the Alliance to do the right thing. The Darkspear and her allies will attack Orgrimmar by land, so that you can attack her by sea. It be the only way.
And that's how the Alliance gets introduced into the Darkspear Rebellion. I don't really have to go into this, do I? Honestly, this was it. Compared to one of the greatest moments in WoW, we get a fucking robot cat. Are you shitting me? Who thought it was a good idea to keep this moment for one faction only? Would it have been that hard to transform the Alliance into Horde characters and let them ride with Vol'Jin? 2 of the 3 leaders here are already neutral, so I really don't get that. I'm not even saying that Alliance should have received their own story. Possibly starting from Vale with Draenei and Worgen that you found so hard to put into the story, but at least let us experience this moment as well.
No, we're spying and playing it smart. This way we don't lose any troops.
Yeah, you keep believing that. Spying? What kind of a dumbass spy goes up to Vol'Jin and asks him why we should help him? You just turned in resources to prove your loyalty, but oh no, you can question why you should help him out. And if you click once more, you will call him out on his bluff. I was reading this that caused so much drama, and really it felt forced, it felt stupid, and a last minute fix.
But you do get one of the most epic titles in the game, Hordebreaker!
Yeah, that title would have been great if we were actually breaking something. We're doing the exact same thing as the Horde is. Where is the breaking part?
And that will show you 5.4, you just wait.
Yeah, sure it will. I hate it when they start to promise things for the next patch, because it gets hyped up and they can never live up to it. It's the same excuse they used for the new scenarios instead of new heroics. We're focusing on the Siege of Orgrimmar rated 5.4, so we couldn't spend time on heroics. That's just... I know what you're thinking, Alliance whining about Horde getting a better story, but honestly you can't look at this questline and tell me that Alliance got shafted with this. Come on, you got one of the most epic moments in game ever. We got a freaking robot cat. Anyways, that's enough whining for one day. So yeah, this is how the Darkspear Rebellion starts. So from this point on, you keep on killing Kor'kron, escorting caravans, and bringing resources to fuel the rebellion in 5.4. There's one more scenario that gives a clue as to what we can expect in the upcoming patch. In this scenario, you go into Ragefire to discover Garrosh's secrets. You try to blow up a vault door and you fail, but you also get attacked by massive orcs. Garrosh's experiments in Ragefire have apparently gone a lot better now, and we can only speculate as to what exactly is behind the door. My guess is that it's the essence of Y'Shaarj that we found in Pandaria. Now many people are saying that Garrosh will be infected with the Shah of Pride, which is always a possibility of course, but I would love to see this being used on Thrall instead. To see Thrall get corrupted and become a boss in the next patch, that would be amazing. But we'll see how it turns out. There was also the question of, is Thrall going to die? And although this is a risky mission that he's going on, I really doubt that Metzen will allow them to kill Lafrol. Speaking of the Shah of Pride, by the way, before you comment, for those that are still playing the game, I didn't forget that quest, but it's not part of this story, so I will use it in a different story that we still need to tell. Given all the promises and the way that this looked, I can't wait how the story continues, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do with the new raid. I hope you enjoyed the story, subscribe if you like my videos, and until next time guys, see ya!